Okay, YouTubers, this is the Double J Adventure Channel. I'm Jay Parker. This is Jackson. We're beginner hikers documenting our journey to the Appalachian Trail. Today's a new trail for us. We're doing the Two Rivers Trail in Keystone Lake, just close to Sand Springs, Oklahoma. It's a brand new trail for us. A couple of new things you'll see on this episode. We brought our gear, our packs. My pack's about 28 pounds. Jackson's pack's right at 20 pounds. And we were loaded down with everything we're going to take on the Appalachian Trail. It's a pretty good trail. A little disappointed at first because the trail wasn't very well marked, which you'll see on the video. I'd tell you definitely come prepared. There's a lot of little side trails that aren't marked, and it won't be hard to get lost on the trail. Other than that, once we got our bearings, we were able to really lock down and trek through the trail and have a good hike. So hope you enjoy it. Be sure at the end to like, share, and turn on those notifications. Enjoy the video. I'll try not to get lost in the woods. We're on a new trail today. It's a beautiful day, 60 degrees outside. A few things have changed. One, we're on a new trail, so that's exciting, right, Jackson?
Yeah.
Pretty view of the lake. We're just trying to make sure that we stay to the where the blazes are at. There's a lot of cutoffs and the trail's pretty overgrown, but I like the lake. A couple other things. So we're 4 weeks out from our AT hike, which is exciting. And we're starting to add some pieces to our hiking game. So in 3 weeks, spring break, we're going to go hike Devil's Den again. There's a 15-mile hike. Jackson and I are going to spend 2 days camping it, hiking it, and that'll be the real test, 'cause there'll be a lot of switchbacks and a lot of corners. But from now on, for the next 4 weeks, we're packing solely with our gear. You can see I'm in my bag. Jackson's in his bag. And if you watch my gear video, if you watch that episode, you might could tell that we've since upgraded. Jackson's carrying my Alps mountaineering bag, and I upgraded to an Osprey, however you say it. More than really what I wanted to pay for the bag, but as I start geeking out on hiking, I realized 2.5 pounds is very important in terms of pack weight, and then getting fitted appropriately. Alps mountaineering is 5.5 pounds. Father of the year, making the baby carry the heavy bag. But in fairness, he's not carrying all the gear. That's a pretty big lake. So we have our gear, my base weights. Everything without foods and water is 24 pounds. So I got about 24 pounds on my back right now. I'll be close to 30 when it's all said and done on our AT trail day. So we're gonna keep on trekking. See you in a minute. There's this trail's weird. It's one of those type of trails that you can't really get lost on, because you can hear the road. It's right on a lake, but it's not very well marked. And there's little metal blazes to follow, and then there's some orange blazes to follow, and then there's some white blazes to follow. And you don't really know exactly which blaze to follow. And there's a lot of little side trails too. So if you hike this trail, it's so far pretty, but it's hard to enjoy it if you think you're increasingly concerned to getting lost. Now it is our first time to hike it, so that's part of it. What do you think so far, Jackson?
It depends. How far are we into this trail?
About 1.5 miles, maybe a little less.
Only a mile?
Just now getting into it.
Yeah. And your butt crack's showing.
Huh?
Your butt crack's showing.
My butt crack's showing. Nice. Mile hiker rule 101. Don't show your butt crack to the guy behind you.
No
he
animal
will.
wants to see a Viking butt crack.
He'll tell on you. Viking butt crack. Let's keep hiking. That was a pretty good little climb, huh?
Yeah.
We're all out of breath. Almost straight up.
What you get when you don't think you're smart about a 2-mile hike.
The 2-mile hike's a little misleading. 2-mile hike that turned into a 4-mile hike.
Up a mountain.
Okay. Jackson and I are walking. We're talking about safety, which is fresh on our minds. We just read an article about a guy who went missing on the Appalachian Trail, the approach trail. This just happened. Today's date's February 22nd, 2020. This guy went missing in the last week. So, you know, even with AT, as trafficked as it is, it's good proof that people, they go missing and bad things happen still. There were some things, as tragic as it is, our prayers and thoughts go out to that guy's family. There's some things that we hope to learn from it that might help us in a few weeks when we're on the trail. So we're talking and we're thinking about what is like an absolute must on the trail. Jackson came up with his top 4. I like them. Let's list them out, Jackson. So number 1,
Know your trail.
know your trail. So we want to know our trail because you don't want to get lost. You know, you do your research, know your map, download your map. We use All Trails, Gut Hook's another popular one. Important thing is download it before you get out there. You don't know what kind of service you're going to have. Could be spotty, it could be could be good, but essentially know your trail and have a backup map if you get lost. All right, number 2.
Know your resources.
Know your resources. That's a good one. I think when you say resources, you mean like how much water to bring,
Yes.
how much gear to pack,
Yes.
which are all super important. We're hooking a left here. Super important. Even if you do get lost, you have enough water, you have enough resources, and if you know your trail, you know what gear to bring, and then you should know what resources to bring as well. All right, number 3.
Stay on the trail.
Stay on the trail. This trail is a good example. The True River Trail that we're hiking today, there's a lot of one-off trails because it's on the lake. People break off to have their barbecues and their cold beer, camp for the night, whatever. And it's not the best marked trail with all the different blazes, so it wouldn't be hard to get off the trail and get lost. So if you just stay on the trail and don't walk away from it, even if you have to go to the bathroom, whatever, try to stay within 100 feet of the trail, you got a much better chance of getting back to it, just in case you get turned around and you lose your vantage point. It's a good one. All right, what's next, Jackson? We on number 4?
Know your limitations.
Know your limitations. This one's a big one. Common. People get out on a trail, they don't know 1, 2, and 3. They get tired, they get exhausted, and then they get stuck because they're just physically drained. A few years ago, we went to Waikiki in Hawaii. There's a real pretty mountain trail up there, and a guy got stuck, and they had to airlift him in. So part of the reason why we're doing this trail, and we've done a lot of trails over the last several weeks, got quite a few more to do, is so we know we're in shape to take on the big AT trail, our section hike that we're going to hit in a few weeks. I can tell you, I don't want to be the fat guy airlifted off the mountain, and neither do you. So keep on trekking. All right, Jack, new trail. What do you think?
It is very misleading.
How so?
Well, like this 2-mile hike, I expected it to be like the Blue Trail.
Blue Trail, you meaning the Turkey Mountain, our hometown trail. You guys have seen a few of our videos about it.
Yeah.
Turkey Mountain has a blue trail, which is 2.2 miles. A pretty easy trail.
We did a part of it.
So what makes it misleading?
Well, I thought it would be like an easy hike. I wouldn't think it would be so bad with the 15-pound bag.
Your gear weighed you down a little bit. There was surprisingly a lot of uphill on this.
Up the side of a mountain. I didn't expect that.
I agree. It was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting it. We were trying to go to the ancient forest trail, Keystone Ancient Forest Trail, and it was closed again. Just FYI, if you're going to that trail, which people travel to it all over the state, they close at 2 o'clock, and they're only open certain times. I can't really figure out any rhyme or reason to it, so check their Facebook page. The lady was super nice as she kicked us out and said, come back in the spring, we're open every weekend. So we might try that one again. We're only on strike 2. What else, Jackson?
It's also very steep downhill.
It's pretty rocky, it's pretty steep. And the areas that aren't rocky and steep are sandy, which you have to be careful with your footing, right? Yeah, I agree. Okay, anything else?
Be prepared for this trail if you do it.
Yeah.
It's on the side of a highway next to a dam, so.
We took our own advice. We downloaded the trail on the trail map. Just even though it's not a real long trail, I'm glad we did because it's terribly marked. It's marked with like orange timber trail markings, plastic markings. You guys have seen them. And sometimes they're orange, sometimes they're pink, sometimes there's a white blaze, sometimes there's no blaze, and there's a lot of side trails too. So
better than the pink trail in Turkey Mountain.
It is better than the pink trail, but this is a good example of what I'm talking about. That's their trail marker right there. And it is fall. Actually, I guess technically it's winter. And so they kind of blend in a little bit. So you got to really look for it. Anyhow, other than that, I think it's a pretty good trail. We'll do it again. I like the pretty scenery on the lake. I like water too, not just mountains. And you know, for the most part, it was a pretty good, challenging hike. Gonna keep on trekking, Jack?
Yeah.
Let's keep on trekking. All right, we learned some lessons here. New trail, new packs, all our gear on. I thought it went very well. We could add some more miles to our next trip. So we're gonna stay here, enjoy the lake a little bit, and think about what we can get into next.
Please like, share, and subscribe, and turn on those notifications for your hiking, biking, and sun. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.